The term for resilience for me has always conjured up this mental image of toughness, about weathering a storm, about really just getting through something with persistence. And in reality, resilience is actually much more complex than that. Persistence is obviously part of it, but it's about adapting to a situation. It's about navigating. It can even be about retreating in order to come back and bounce back stronger than ever. For me, learning that lesson was quite painful. I found out a few years ago when I was in a senior role at work, which frankly I was a bit underqualified for, and all of the failures were coming in thick and fast. And I did what I always do, which is I just worked harder. And it didn't work, as often it doesn't in these situations, because the problem is more complex and it requires a more thoughtful response. Working harder was just brute force. And I didn't know what else to do. That was all that was left in my toolbox. If persistence was the hammer, I only had the hammer. I didn't have a spanner. I didn't have a wrench. I didn't have nails. And frankly, I sort of went to pieces, and I really had to reevaluate myself and my character and my identity almost, because I'd always considered myself a resilient person. So if I wasn't able to get through that, why not? And the truth was, I was persistent. I wasn't resilient. And it's something I've worked on since in order to be able to run a business. And that's why, in light of everything that's going on with COVID and businesses really just trying to survive and not even thinking about thriving, and similarly, people trying to work and find a way through this, we've put together a 5-week webinar series on this topic of resilience, where we'll examine how to set goals amidst the crisis. We'll look at how to maintain and build habits, about what to do when you need to change direction, and ultimately how to build confidence. We'll be listening to experts who can share their stories. They're that amazing blend of being super humble, but also amazingly competent. And they'll provide practical tips and support on how to build your resilience. So all the details to sign up to the series is on the page now, and you can follow us at #ResilienceChallenge to read stories and inspiring tales of people who are really resilient in the face of everything that's going on. And how do we ultimately come through this and, to use Meghan Markle's term, thrive, not survive. So we're looking forward to seeing you next week. And thank you so much for listening.